Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hellcase Cup. Welcome to our round of 16 of the qualifiers here. Best of 3 time between Navi Junior and TKA Esports. We're jumping into Inferno, our first map, very quickly here in the server as we see the pistol round going the way of TKA initially. 2 on 4 in the back of the B bomb site, and they're looking like they're going to clean things up as Gospadarov is the lone man left alive for the CT side. I'm the Eternal J. I'm joined by Dweg for today's action. My man, how are you doing? How are you way this match?
Yeah, look, Navi Junior, we've seen some impressive stuff from them in the best of 1 so far, but moving into the best of 3s, both these teams getting ever so closer from trying to get to that last round. There's only 2 more rounds left, Jay. This single best of the 3, the next best of 3, and if you can win that, then you will secure a place into the Hellcase Cup 8. But for the T side, they're able to start things off fantastically on Inferno.
Yeah, Navi Junior obviously were on a tear yesterday. We went through about 3 of their best of 1s, and we saw how just efficiently and effectively they were able to swamp out the competition. So seeing the opportunities presenting themselves right here may be a good call for the TKA side as they kick things off on that right foot. As you mentioned, here on the T side of Inferno, I believe this map was also picked by TKA, so with any luck they'll be able to try and take down the Navi Junior side and turn us to a 3rd map in this series. I think for a lot of people, the Navi squad are the favourites in this series.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was having a look at some of the players from TK, and it looks like it's a German/Austrian team that have been together for quite some time. So they've still got some presence. All level 10 players, all around that 5, 6, 7K match played on Faceit. So there's no doubt about it that even before in some of the best of 1s, the Navi Junior have struggled against some of these like mixed teams.
One of those things at the lower levels of Counter-Strike is that it can be very unpredictable at times. So I wonder how well TKA will work with that unpredictability and potentially do some damage against Navi Junior here. As we see the defaults in from the AKs. They are ready for the CTs to be on a force buy, of course. You know, these Deagles could easily turn around back to the favor of the CT side. So seeing them take those fights and move into the mid position. The Deagle out from Aunkere, tapping his way through the first and actually gets Knoxvillele down. And a second Deagle shot. Headshot not quite landing on the 3rd man for CZ here from Apartments. Will challenge Orbit, not get the kill. Gospadarov next up. Several tagged up players. He gets Orbit down the apps area, but flashed out by the flashbang. Leaves Leftie in with a kill in a 2-on-2 scenario favor to nobody, but the weapon advantage, of course, favors TKA.
Yeah, for TKA, at least the 2 remaining players still have very healthy, no damage being done, but both the CTs making their way through this Murder Smoke wrap up. Very close up with this AK, but the Deagle's going to be able to connect Leftie in the 1 versus 2, but he can't win it out. And Navi Junior with the force buy investment in the 2nd round, Jay, are now able to convert it.
There you go. Deagles do win. Took a lot of casualties on the Navi Junior side, but considering what they've won out of that round, it may well be all the worth it here. The bomb plant bonus for TKA won't be enough to get themselves a fully defined buy, and of course Navi Junior will be up for the investment. We see the M4's brought down, that AK being saved by Kapacho. SMG for Bit as well, and TKA were actually going for the half investment for this round, not opting to go fully fledged on the Deagles and the Kevlar. A couple of HEs and 3 players. Looking like they want to go for the nade stack into the banana position, going straight out towards sandbags, and the CTs are going to completely evade it. So that utility doesn't do much here for the TKA side, just gives away their positioning and their sort of default out here towards the B site.
It gives a lot of information up for Navi Junior as well. They're able to re-smoke the banana position. And for Navi Junior, not any information being found around that brackets area. Not a lot of the players peeking between short and long. But for Navi Junior, 2 players to try and defend at this B bomb site. And already a little bit of contacts made. This HE could definitely do some damage. Ooh, they actually back off just in time.
Well, Navi Junior evading the nades from TKA, and TKA doing the exact same things, it feels like. Yeah. Like very nicely played on their part. Still a little bit of work needs to be done at this moment, but the incendiaries will come back and just force TKA away without taking themselves an actual early hit. It's just a passive control being established and constant just press-ups. So eventually the hit will come through from the pistols. 2 players in the back line, joined by a 3rd in a CT spawn. They do overwhelm 1 player, Gospadarov, however, supporting from the side swipe. Triple kill for him, Topa getting 1 of the back lines, and it's all left to Leftie. Could take down 1 with a Deagle. 2 players being spotted though, and now the position's being given up, and he's been forced down to low. So unfortunately, this round going pretty much the way you would expect it here for TKA, but they had some good ideas in that one, you know?
Yeah, look, they did. That nade stack was a fantastic idea. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work out for them. And that bomb plant would have made such a difference. Now, we'll probably will see the buy coming in from TKA just because they kind of are like a lower mix team. So I can expect to see the buy out even with like no utility. But having that bomb plant coming through in that last round would have made wonders because, first of all, they would have got a hell of a lot more utility than what they've got at the moment, Jay.
Very limited for the TKA potential, but they have got the rifles in play, and they won't look to force the aim duels against Navi Junior. You know, it's not like it's the main Navi squad, so they could potentially still win out these aim fights. I know that Navi Junior obviously are well represented in the CIS sort of scene, but well, that's just case in point of what we're looking at here. Knoxville winning out that fight against Aunkere. He was a very reputable player for Navi yesterday, but he's the first casualty of this round. They do get the one-for-one trade though on the CT side, so TKA are not going to be given full control of this one here.
At least they've got deep banana control for this point. TKA making a little bit of presence over to the A bomb site. Now, they might get some sort of opening here as they start to establish the long presence double kill coming out from Bonga. And it's all down to one more A site defender. And do they know where he is? It looked like Bonga had an idea of the apartment's player. Bit at least going to try and do some damage on his own. But for Navi Junior, they've really been shut out of this round, Jay.
Yeah, TKA eventually do force the issue with their weapons, and, well, Bit just walking straight out of the apartments and just not getting ready, not ready to receive against them here. The SMG, no idea where they were at. And the 2-for-1 trades, all in all, favourable to the CT side. TKA do go back to 2-2 on the board here. One AK save for kapacho might still be a decent pickup if they farm him down though. Leftie, I think he saw the man, yep. Could be a headshot, could be an exit kill. Actually opting not to go for the hunt instead. I guess the money is still a little bit low from TK, so losing this weapon will probably be a bit more of a better pickup, I feel like.
And it's good to see from TKA, making sure that it doesn't really matter if Navi Junior hold on to a weapon, at least if they're winning out the round and they're trying to keep their economy stable. And it just comes to some raw gunfights. Fantastic opening coming out from TKA around that long position, taking down 2 defenders. But the AWP is up for Gospadarov, and we saw what he was able to do in these opening best of ones yesterday. He's going to fall back to a bit more of a passive position. But for TKA, at least they've been able to force the CTs back into a very default position in a lot of these previous rounds.
SMG of Topa gets the kill on Bonga for the opener for Navi Junior. TKA forced back in the apartments area. The AWP of Gosto is dealt with. They managed to get the AWP back on Aunkere though, as the SMG kill comes in, swaps out to the big green gun, and Bit follows suit on towards Orbit, so it's only 2 players left for the TKA squad. Leftie and Rapper. Both players hold back behind the smoke here at the banana entrance. It's just a matter of time and timing when they make their way in. Can they get Topa and can they get kapacho? I mean, those 2 frags will be pretty crucial. They're not out of their own possibility, but the 4-on-2 is the main concern. They do start things off on the right foot. Topa down, there goes kapacho. Low HP, but a plant can be secured.
It's going to be a difficult one for the T side, especially with how low they are. And these flashbangs have got to be perfect. A retake is coming on for Navi Junior. 2 versus 2. Bit trying to make his way in through the CT spawn and his teammate in from banana.
Here they come, Bit moving up from the CT spawn, checking out the back lines, hoping that Rapper is not going to be here. He is though, the headshot comes in, it's all left to Leftie. He spots the man, sprays, takes him down, looks back towards first, knows what Aunkere is, knows the Orb's in play, going to shoulder bait it, try and bait out the shot. Just tapping, baiting, stalling for time because Aunkere does not have a defuse kit, and eventually he will get the kill on the USP, but the 10-second defuse, he's got a kit of his own right. Actually, will he be able to get this? This will be close. Oh, just in time. Moments left on that bomb, and all the stalling was not enough for TKA.
Damn, all right. That's a really nice round coming out from Aunkere. We saw there for TKA, they were just trying to deny as much time as possible just to try and press the issue. But being able to have that kit so close to that bomb, if that kit was maybe a few more feet away, then he might not have even been able to get the defuse through. Navi Junior, that was really pulling it down to the wire. Look at the fast aggression coming out from Banana, but the damage is massive. Is that a TK?
It was.
He went through his own molly.
1G more likely, and the Navi Junior side will take control of that, ripping apart the mid control and everything, and now it's a 4 versus 3. A good effort there from the T-side line, but just losing control once again at the very last second, and that will throw the whole thing off kilter. 1:15 to the board, and the T's will press up towards the B bomb site. Bit and kapacho looking on to their cross. Bit taking the early contact, kapacho holding back behind first, and they'll just sit pretty and wait, spotting out one. A smoke also goes down, incendiaries come up. The first player is down. That's Bonga eliminated from server. Second player actually not going to go falling on Leftie's part. I mean, their B entries have been pretty confident here, TKA. The plant to be secured though, and Bit will get forced back. Still a man advantage for Navi Junior.
Smart play from Bit. He's just waiting for his teammates to try and help him out. He doesn't need to fight at all. But it looks like the aggression actually wants to come in for the T's around this spools area. A couple of the players on the CT side coming in from the banana area. No utility left up for the T's side, and here comes the retake.
AK looking on, and Carey takes him down. Orbit left alone, back towards Dark. Sees one, does not see the second. The Orb can peek in for Goss. Get the kill. He's got the defuse kit in his pouch. Bit actually gets one as well, and it's on the defuse of his own right. Leftie grab that AK, it's just thrown right in front of him, so Navi Junior will continue to hold their own here. TKA have thrown up a couple of decent fights though, Dwayne, and I feel like at some point eventually they will be able to gain some sort of advantage with the Navi Junior side.
Yeah, we're seeing some really nice entries coming out to the B bomb side, but it's just the retaking ability, especially in numbers for Navi Junior, which is just becoming so successful. Half by investment coming out for TKA. Now we saw some quick presence up to the banana position before. This time around, it's a little bit slower. Only a single player or a couple of players in through banana. But the utility from Navi Junior to at least flush out these T's around this position has just been stellar so far. And look at the flashbang coming in, sprayed down. It's a little bit sloppy, but it's very easy for Navi Junior.
Deagle from Orbit gets one good kill. Man advantage for the moment on the TKA side. Leftie turns it back to 2 versus 2, but the bomb has been dropped all the way up top mid, and Orbit knows that they're here. Hearing those footsteps, the AK's got to challenge Topa successfully, and he can't do it. Orbit now left alone. Here towards Boiler, knows that there's one player low, knows that there's a second rotating in from the apartments. Here they come. Headshot angle taken. Man goes falling on the CT side. Back to a one-on-one clutch for Orbit to get a 3K on such low HP as well. And Topa knows where he is. No utility go for this challenge as well. If he peeks in blind towards the boiler area, he could be a goner. He's going to go for it, and Orbit falls further away. It's all a case of timing as they evade each other completely, but Topa knows what's going on. He's going to check out second mid, look back towards the apps entrance, and get the 2K for Navi Junior's 5th on the CT board.
Again, we're seeing some really sharp entries from TKAJ, but it's the fact that it's the late round. That's where they're struggling. When it's those 2v2s, those 3v3 situations, there's no doubt that they're finding some good entry frags, but struggling to close out rounds. If you guys do want to get involved with Hellcase, obviously use code SLTV15 for 15% of a refill bonus. A great initiative to be worked with StarLadder. And if you guys get involved with Hellcase, obviously the prize pool will get bigger, Jay.
Yeah, spend that 15% on the Hellcase Cup case. Maybe Navi Junior, with their performance in this one, could win some of the $13,419 currently raised. As you can see at the top end of that screen. Leftie and Rapper, last 2 players for TKA. And again, the trades are going to go well on the ace site here. The plant will be secured towards default, so that means the back corner in pit might be a dangerous place to hold. But even so, for the CTs, it's going to be a tough retake coming in from long.
This is probably the best chance that TKA have had, actually, in a post-plant position. Both players from Navi Junior coming from the same angle. Kapacho's trying to get boosted up, and he may have just spotted out the mini-pit player. He didn't. They are wasting a little bit of time, and with this incendiary coming through, the information's going to be given up to the T's.
Leftie spotting both, takes fight on one, right-hand side of the peak. The AK sees the next man making his way into the site. Topa is low, going to challenge aggressive. Headshot can come in pretty effectively. Kapacho being stalled again. The AK spray still goes well for Rapper. 4 frags for him, can't recover an AWP, and he will get away alive with the AK. And TKA, these trades have been the linchpin for most of their rounds.
Now, even with, honestly, considering the games that Navi Junior have played up until this point in the best of ones, like, we saw other teams getting good rounds against them, but for TKA, it has been incredible to see how many bomb plants they're actually getting at the moment. And only 2 rounds the difference between these 2 sides. The Deagle's doing some damage. Again, the utility usage is incredibly strong by Navi Junior around this banana position.
The Deagle from kapacho, desperate to try and look for some sort of presence. He will see way too much for his own right. The Deagle from Topa also does some HP damage, but no kills to the favor of the CT side. So Bit and Aunkere are best to save their Kevlar and helmets at this stage. I mean, the SMG might also be handy for the CT forces, but for the most part, we're looking at a fourth for TKA, and even though when Navi Junior looked confident enough to pull ahead of the T side, it feels like there's some sort of response always brewing from the German core.
Yeah, I've actually been very impressed by them. You kind of have to be impressed by any time that's been any team that has been able to make a run this deep so far in the open qualifiers. Normally, once you start getting to the best of three, all the quote unquote rubbish teams or the mixed teams always start to go out early. But once you get into the best of threes, that's when the action really starts kicking off, and you get to see some of the unknown players and the unknown entities really start to shine against some professional teams. And so far, TKA, I mean, we believe that it is TKA's map pick on Inferno, but they're showing some fantastic presence.
Again, against Navi Junior, who were just on a complete tear yesterday. Like, this is a hell of a way to start. Into the eco for Navi Junior. This could well be a step to evens here on the TKA side. Obviously, the lost bonus stacking up, and the CTs will have a bye in the next round. But for now, most of the USP is just that CZ SMG that was saved from the last round. Is Orbit taking a lot of early damage in that banana control, though? The apartment's presence from the CTs is a lot more heavier. You're ready in case the TKA side faces into that position, but 3 players stacked up here towards B, and that's where the majority of the TKA forces are at. Smokes are up, tentatively pushing in. The USP will get the first kill onto the Mac 10, but the rifle staying in, picking apart the remaining defenders, and the last player is Topa back there towards the coffee's entrance. The smoke clears, he'll get spotted out by Bonga. 3 kills to his name, and the B site is under T side control.
And only a single kill being found from Navi Junior. All in all, a very successful round from TKA. Knoxville does look to be aggressive through the CT smoke. And does have an opportunity, especially of taking one member down, and there it is. Aunkere going down, all down to Bit left with that CZ in hand with the Mac 10 up close and personal. And for Navi Junior, in the end, they're going to do a little bit of damage, Jay, but we are tied up at 5 apiece. And you have to think that maybe the AWP won't come out for Gospadarov, considering their money line. Okay, it does, my bad. They go for it.
Heavy investment. That's CIS. It's Navi Junior as well. And I mean, Goss was so impactful with the AWP yesterday and today, so you know, I'm expecting this to be like a big pickup for him to take that first contact. He does go passive on towards short for the initial face. He might look aggressive or semi-aggressive into the main T side, force making their way out as 2 players cross, third man up, and there's Goss with that strike. The AK swings out from Rapper. He gets himself 1 frag, but was traded very quickly on the part of Bonga. So a 2-for-1 trade overall. Bit still holding his presence here in the pit position, and Rapper will be able to take him down. 3-on-3 he is. Low Nox is also tagged up, and Aunkere making his way in aggressive back over to the boiler position. He set up a flank here for TKA.
And that was incredibly quick coming out for the T side. They took brackets control within the first 10 or 15 seconds of a complete change up into what we've seen from them before in the T default. And Navi Junior, well, the great thing is, especially with TKA being so quickly, they've got so much utility in the post plant, and they're finding the kills. The kapacho is going to chime into the action, 2 versus 2, and actually kapacho might be able to make this interesting. Leftie, oh, he just escapes. The bomb's going to get tapped from Aunkere.
Oh!
The ping finally going to come out. Has he got time?
No, he doesn't.
Nah, doesn't. What a round for TKA. Whew.
I mean, credit to them for landing the AWP no-scope to get that final kill. That was pretty impressive. But again, TKA, their strength is in their time play and their position rather than their fragging potential, and that's case in point right there. Losing all 5, but gaining the lead above Navi. The sacrifices are noble and worth it, because Navi only have themselves Deagles to work with. Eco to follow suit from the CT forces. Gospadarov in towards mid. Will try to look for someone. It's Topa with that opening kill down towards Banana, though. So, again, the hand cannons will work their magic and get this start here for Navi Junior. You can see the response here as well from the CTs. Back passive into a couple of choke point angles as Goss looks for the next man out. He sees him. The shoulder bait does force him to fall a bit further back than his advanced angle.
Oh, good advantage to be worked with for Navi Junior. Only that 5-on-4. But as I say, that pit does get taken down in the apartments. Knoxville finding 2 kills, and Navi Junior starting to fall apart, and they would have heard that of Gospadarov, but he could get an opening here. This is a team. That's the bomb. That is such a big kill coming out for Navi Junior.
Smokes down towards the short position as well. It's Kapacho getting another 2 deagles up for him.
Goodness.
Leftie left alone, and the pistols may have worked their magic again for Navi. Flashes over. Goss going to challenge it. AK spray lines up 2, but only gets 1. Topa started the round, and he's going to finish it for Navi. What a showing there from the CT forces.
Oh, that's so unfortunate for TKA. That was really an opportunity for them to start to extend their lead. And for what we saw for Navi Junior was not aggression, like hyper-aggression, but once they got control and some information of what the T-side of presence was, we saw a lot of lurking plays around that brackets position. 6-6, we're tied up again. From the AWP back into the hands of Gospadarov.
And try to take first contact to that mid area. He's not going to be allowed his chance. He doesn't land the shot on Knox, so AK swinging out, getting that headshot. The 5-on-4 favor to TKA. And Aunkere might take chance over towards this long position. Sees one player and lets him slip past him into the archway. We're smoked away, and now they'll be able to focus their fire on the A site hit. They have been very good with trading when it comes to exiting out of this site. Aunkere getting close will get one player, grab the AK and fall out position. Gonna leave it all in the hands of Bit to defend from Pit. The smoke's up to the site. Apps control coming in to support with more utility down. A bit of a miss smoke there, and Kapacho will make his way from the backline a bit. Playing anti-flash, takes out Orbit, looks to spray on towards Bonga, gets another kill on the mid-air, and USP looking for one more frag. Leftie left alone with 2 kills, but he's dealt with by Kapacho. A great performance on the 3K from Bit, though. In Pit, he reigns supreme.
Damn, that was incredibly spicy. That was some really, really quick reaction times coming out from Bit. But one thing I even want to talk about there is from Aunkere. I mean, why is he just pushing through that arch smoke? I mean, it works out perfectly, and I suppose maybe that's some of the things and some of the plays that you can make against some lower level teams. But Navi Junior, a couple of risky plays, and then in the end, Bit having a superb 3K at the pit position. And for TKA, they've now lost the lead, Jay.
You know, they fought hard and fought well to try and gain that control above Navi Junior, but now losing it. Now leaves them with pistols to try and enter in towards the B-bomb site. And yes, their B entries have been pretty good as well. The CTs are ready for it to counter with rifles versus pistols. So we know how that story ends. Bomb dropped out from Grill, seeing Knoxville next. That's 3 kills for Topa. As Navi Junior do take the CT half, but again, it has been close from TKA. One final buy could still turn an 8-7 here.
Yeah, it certainly can do, and this could be the first time that we've actually seen the AWP coming out on the T side. Knoxville picking it up, a member that we've seen with some really sharp entries around that boiler position, and especially around brackets. We've seen him even just dry picking onto the AWP of Gospadarov. Going to change things up this time around.
Oh, nades damage done to Topa. 40 HP. And Knoxville peeking in, sees the first man. Goss, however, takes that frag, and again, consistently killing off players with the AWPs here. They fall back to passive again on the CT force defensive. They've got apps control. Mostly the bomb out over to the T-stairs could come in for TKA as they drop out and rotate one player away from the apartments. Thinking they might still be there, but they haven't heard that drop from the CT force. So meanwhile, entrance in and out towards Banana. Kapacho gets another kill. Counter smoke from Topa, a counter flash as well comes in. The bomb is picked up. They're basically committing to the B bomb site at this stage, but too passive, not able to aggress against them and force the kills on these 2 players quick enough. 50 seconds, and if they do enter this B bomb site, it's still just going to be a tough affair. They see one gun barrel take down the player on first. Kapacho seeing the next 2 players, and the rotation should get cool on the rest of the CT side. Topa's there, getting a kill. Bonga gets a trade back, but Topa doubles up, and Navi Junior will get 9-6 on the CT board.
And look, that was a good recovery coming out from Navi Junior, Jay. We saw 4 rounds in a row from them to the end of that first half. And one thing I have noticed is for TKA, your raw individual fights can only take you so far. It can only win you certain aim duels and can only win you certain rounds. One thing I'm really worried about for TKA at the moment is just the lack of, like, utility. Like, we're seeing that they've got utility behind them, but they're not using it. I mean, we saw the AWP of Knoxville going for a dry peek into brackets. No flashbang, no support, no nothing. And for Navi Junior, we've seen how many flashes and how many re-smokes they've been able to pull out on the CT side that has just slowed down momentum for TKA. So that's a bit of a worrying sign for me.
Well, I'm going to have to try and repeat and turn it around on their CT defensive half because, of course, the T side has been down by 3 rounds. But it's still a 9-6 half on a T side. That's still not that bad, I think. You know, I think a lot of teams tend to agree that the regular sort of split on Inferno is like that. You know, like a 9-6 would be great. A 7-8 obviously is even more, you know, ideal. But, you know, not too far off the target for TKA. Going into their CT side, considering this is their map pick, this could be the chance where this team really starts to flourish.
Yeah, look, we've certainly seen some strong T sides coming out from Navi Junior, and honestly, we haven't even seen like the peak performance from Aunkere yet. I mean, we saw, especially in the best of ones, how much he was able to shine in terms of clutching abilities, raw firepower. Feel like he hasn't really had the opportunity yet, and maybe this second half might just be that opportunity, Jay.
Before we get there, we are just waiting for this pause to turn over. I'm not sure what specifically the pause is about. Based on the fact that it's not one of the 1 out of 4s, I'm going to assume that they are going for a technical pause on the part of the server, but I'm not sure specifically what the issue is. It doesn't matter anyway, because it looks like we're ready to get into the matchup itself. Smoke, flash, and HE for Goss and Bit over on the T side. Set up TKA of the defuse kit for Leftie. This does initially look like a B execution setup here. Indeed, those players are going to make their way in towards Banana and establish their control. Nades to force them back away from Banana, and Smokes to set up towards Cross and Coffins. 2 players lurking in the mid position, but the bomb's basically committed here. Bonga's going to be aggressive. He could get caught off. Indeed, he is by Goss. Counter flash coming in. It's the only player left on the B site is Leftie. He's got to stay alive with his kit in play.
And it looks like the Navi Junior are actually going to give up on this Banana presence. They want to make their way over to the A bomb site. Now, there is a little bit of information for Orbit, but we haven't seen an over-rotate to the B bomb site. So for TKA, they've got the perfect set.
Smoke down coming in towards the long position. Knoxville, is he going to push forward? He's going to hear several sets of footsteps. When he try and strike back, it's going to be down to Rappler here in the back lines. He gets himself 2 kills. Bit trades it back on towards him. CT's on site 2 on very low HP, and Knoxville should get overwhelmed by Bit. 3 frags to his name. Leftie left alone. And somehow they force the issue towards B, rotate back to the heavy stack on A, and still win out all the fights here for Navi Junior. Bomb plant to the back wall, and Leftie probably has no chance left in this one.
Especially when they know exactly where he is. Does have a kit in play and a flashbang, but for Navi Junior, they don't need a peek. They can literally just hide for 40 seconds because they know exactly where he is. They know he's alone, and they're not moving. As soon as contact's going to be made, you might see the swing come out, so they peek 2 members together rather than individually. But Navi Junior, they just don't even allow that. So Leftie's going to opt to go for the save. And Jay, I mean, you said it perfectly. They ran straight into the A bomb site stack, and they still weren't successful with it. So I guess a little bit unfortunate for TKA, but for Navi Junior, that's an impressive showing for me that they're able to run into a 3 bomb site stack at the A bomb site and still win out a lot of the gunfights.
And TKA will get away with a defuse kit, but a force buy coming into the following round. We'll see how well this CT force can contest against them here. The Deagles are in. The USP still out for Knoxville. Of course, the AKs, the Galil, the UMP, and the MAC-10 on the Navi Junior buy. They've got the heavy weapon advantage of TKA, as you would expect at this stage. Now starting to run out of breathing room for this CT defensive force. They will need to get these pistols into effect, at least do some damage to Navi Junior, or otherwise get some sort of control above it. Ooh, a headshot missed out by Knoxville. The aggression towards mid will be falled away. That could have been a nice kill to open things up on Topa if he actually landed that kill.
Well, you look at the positioning coming out from Navi Junior, it's very passive at the moment. Yes, they've been able to take top banana control, but all things considered, haven't really seen any map control being established around brackets. And what they're doing is they're just waiting for TKA to make a mistake, to over-aggress. But it looks as if they're just going to have a single B lurker over at the banana area and a full commitment through brackets.
The kill for Aunkere takes out Orbit. 5-on-4 situation. Navi Pushing in around the corner here towards the line position. Knoxville gets himself that headshot that he was looking for. Taking out a 4 versus 4 situation. One of the AKs has been dropped, but the SMGs could still pick it up and get it back into play. Knoxville looking for a bit more. Pressured out with a Molotov and facing presence from Navi Junior. They are looking to get to the bomb site. It's finally they pick apart the A-site defenders from Long, from Library, from Pit, leaving it all to Leftie. Saved the kit in the last round, bought a deagle for this one. The planche to get secured in a moment's time. He might find Goss, just getting the tag. No kills for the Deagle in this case. And now Navi Junior, 11-6 up. TKA, an eco most likely here. They go back to a 6-round deficit against Navi. A lot needs to be done to recover this.
Yeah, TKA, they're starting to lose momentum now. They've lost, what, 2 rounds in the second half and then 4 at the end of the first half. So this is 6 rounds in a row for Navi Junior. Not really too much of an investment coming out. Just that single CZ and the HE to work with. Navi Junior. Now, at least for the T side, they were able to establish a lot of map control. Considering how passive they're playing at the A bomb side, brackets control is going to be incredibly easy to be taken. And I love the way they keep leaving a lurker over at the B bomb site. First of all, that stops any kind of over-rotation for the CTs through Banana for info. And it actually just keeps the B defenders at bay.
Knox first man of 4. Kapacho going to move in. Topa finds his way out the apartments. Not getting caught off guard by the CZ. Gospadarov getting orbit down. And that is A site open for business with no real chance for them to get anything out from this one. The plant should be secured. And Leftie and Bonga are not even bothering for this one. I mean, they're not going to lose much, I think. I mean, it's just throwing themselves at the bomb site and try and hope for the best. But they value their lives and their stats more than anything else, I think. So, you know, it's understandable in both scenarios. They'll still get hunted by Navi Junior as the back 10 makes his way in. The deal comes up. They spot both the players here, and there's 3 attacking them. Leftie will go falling. And it looks like so will Bonga in a moment's time.
Ooh, okay. They actually do end up finding 1 kill. Unfortunately, it is only the Mac 10 that goes down. The HE is going to finish off the job. 12-6 now for Navi Junior. And you have to really think now, Jay, that this gun round is probably the last chance that TKA have of allowing this comeback to come through, because Navi Junior, they've got the momentum, they've got a stable T-sided economy, and there's going to be no money for TKA in the following round.
No, absolutely, you're right about that. Like, this is just going to be such a tough graft from them if they can't win this next round. Even if they can get a rifle round in the next one after that, it still leaves us in a position where they've got to grind like, you know, a 14-6 comeback, potentially even 15-6, depending if they go for any force buys and everything. Like, you know, there's a lot of breathing room for Navi Junior and not much for TKA. And already with the utility starts, they've tagged 2 players very, very low.
Apps control. There is a little bit of tag damage that's actually done from Navi Junior by a little bit of HEs over at that banana position. So at least there's a bit of counter damage being made. But the one thing from TKA is they've just got no control towards the top of banana. So for Navi Junior, they can honestly just dry peek this Coffin's position, and that's exactly what they do.
M4 spraying up from Bonga. Gospadarov here with a casualty. 1 HP for Pit as well. So Bonga may have bought a chance here. If he faces up first, he could go falling. He sees Aunkere, but can't get the spray towards Pit's position. So a 3-on-3 scenario as the bomb makes his way up into the banana area. Knoxville with the orb, standing by at tree, focusing in as Orbit looks up to come in with the flank position. Rappler also making his way in, M4. And Topa in the back lines will be standing by, ready to receive. TKA setting up early utility, and Topa's going to force us back behind. This could be a kill for Orbit. No, the 180 flick coming in just in time for Topa. And now Rappler and Knoxville may be considering their chances, especially when flicks like that are landing straight to the heads. Kapacho actually stole it. But either way, Knoxville's on a 1 versus 3. With the AWP in hand of the B-site retake, it's not going to happen.
So much damage is done to Navi Junior, but they're just not able to convert the retake. And one thing that I noticed, especially from Knoxville, is that once they got that cross smoke down to the CT position, this was even before we saw the bomb going down, he got forced back so passively because TKA, they've seen the aggression come out from Navi Junior, And they just expected that maybe they're going to push through the CT smoke or they're going to push through construction. And that's what that's telling me, Jay, is that we're currently seeing a little bit of a nervous playstyle from TKA. And you can kind of understand it considering how much momentum is really going the way of Navi Junior at the moment.
At least they have got some early damage this time from the utility stack from TKA. Aunkere down to 28 HP. The rifles will get forced back a little bit. And we'll still establish their mid and second mid presence. The Aunkere Knoxville. Only thing saved, only rifle they have to work with for TKA will strike first, taking out Gospadarov. With the Deagles in play, this could be the start of something good for TKA. We saw Navi Junior pull something similar out in the first half. The wraparound towards the B site, it will all rest on Leftie and Bonga to do the damage.
Navi Junior not even leaving a lurker at the moment, all working together up to the B bomb site, just a simple B site execution. Here come the smokes and the mollies. TKA to try and defend, and the retakes are already coming through.
Leftie and Bonga, here they come. Good kill from one. Leftie follows suit. Gets himself 3 shots on for the 4K. Knoxville will get it with the AWP on the quick rotation, supporting. And TKA will steal a 7th away from Navi.
Damn, all right. Leftie's had some really nice deagle shots, both in the first half and the second half. What a hold coming out to the B bomb side. And it starts off with that opening man advantage with the AWP pick through mid. Navi Junior not even going for a tactical pause. They're going straight in with the buy, Jay.
The AWP of Knoxville here looking in for taking control. Lands on Aunkere down with a nice leg shot on the wall bang. Needed that opening kill, I feel like, though, if they wanted to take an advantage. That's how TKA won that last round with the rifles here. They could easily spiral it out of control against Navi. But for now, it is just contact players coming in. Smokes out. Knoxville with the AWP. Not going to go for the blind fire for the smoke, and that's a good call because Goss are going to swing out from mid. A bit overextending there with the shoulder bait. Rapala is going to get a kill on Topa, and 2 can come back for the T side, but Bonga in orbit are there to respond. Kapacho is left alone. He's found a kill on the site, a bomb plant towards default, and Bonga's waiting for these smokes to clear. They won't clear just yet. Kapacho gets another kill, but the utility's out at point blank, and Bonga will get the final kill of the round. Grab the AWP, get the defuse, and get TKA up to 8.
Another good round coming out from TKA, and it just comes down to the information play. Again, Knoxville's able to find some nice picks, especially in that round, finding a single pick around that brackets position. And then with TKA winning out a lot of the trade frags once the execution comes through the short position. Now, for Navi Junior, getting a bomb plant, they'll probably just buy a half-buy investment. They possibly won't force into this. We've seen, especially in the best of ones, maybe not so far in this game though, Jay, but we've seen what Navi Junior have been able to do on these half-buy eco rounds. A couple of Tech 9s deagle up as well. So a light investment coming out for the Ts. And for TKA, they're getting closer and closer to the double-digit scoreline.
Navi Junior down to Deagles and Tech 9s. M4 from Rapala gets Topa down. 5-on-4 scenario. Knoxville going to get taken out by Gospadarov. Orbit going to leave it to Rapala to take the firm contact out towards the long area. Getting bit down. Kapacho does get a deagle kill, so once again the upgrade pistols for Navi have forced it out early into this round, but they've left the bomb over towards long, so TKA have a better advantage above this T side force now.
Ooh, that's a big HE coming on to Gospadarov. This is really difficult now for Navi Junior. That resmoke is not great either. That's going to allow an opportunity for the CTs to work around it. Look how close they are to the bomb as well, Jay.
Yeah, this crossfire is virtually unpenetrable. So long as they play their cards right, Rapala's going to actually rotate out of the cubby position. Sees one player towards mid, connected straight to Gospadarov, and Bonga is there to close out the final frag towards the back of short. And with low investment, Navi Junior did a lot of damage there. AWP M4 is saved from the CT side, but even so, 3 players did go down for TKA, and Navi Junior are keeping them on a low money line. If they can get a decent win in the rifle round, then that could cripple the economy state of the CT side. And the AKs will come in here for round 23. And this could be that very round that Navi Junior are looking for.
Look at the pressure coming up to the banana position. Looks like the CTs actually want to try and contest this. That was an AWP shot that really should have been hit from Knoxville to start things off. But look how quick it is into the brackets position. Navi Junior, within the first 20 seconds of the round, have got complete brackets control, and there's only 2 players here at the A-bomb site for the CTs.
Incendiary's down to the cubby corner. Smoke down, flashes over. Sprays up. Leftie will get taken out blind. The Tracers read well from Navi Junior. Now they converge into 2 players on the bomb site. Rapala is going to get picked off. Bonga's going to make his way in. The T-side defensive has been shut down. And now there comes in the swing from the M4A. When this bomb drops, sees there's 1 player over on the balcony and 1 player on site. Topa's not ready for orbit. And now it all rests in the hands of Kapacho. Peeking into the AWP on short there to support him. Nice, silent and coordinated effort from TKA on the defensive. And well called in particular on the comms of that CT side.
I'm not sure if I like this, aggression coming out from Navi Junior. Honestly, I know that their firepower is a strong point for them, but they are now just gifting up too many rounds for TKA. They're losing a lot of these gunfights and these trade abilities. I'd like to see a lot more of a slower round from them, trying to fade out as much util from the CTs as possible. Now, at least for the T side, they've got to be happy that Knoxville hasn't been hitting consistently some crazy flicks that has taken them down in disadvantages. But it's back to the banana taking control of the top banana position. Now, at least with this half-buy investment, they do have a fair bit of utility to work with.
Smokes down towards crosses. Leftie's going to re-smoke back up. Incendiary to the back lines. M4 spray from Leftie gets himself 1. Aunkere gets a deagle back shot on Leftie here, 4-on-4 scenario. They do secure a bomb plan out of this, and Navi Junior wait for a little bit for TK to rotate the position and go for the retake. 40 seconds to that clock, and the Nave responses won't be able to tag any players up. They're going to stack in from this Coffin's entrance, and that might be a good call because there are 2 players here. They can swamp out half of the retake force to TKA, evading the common Nave positions as well, and that's going to be kills going their way. AWP spotted out, PG50 tapping up, getting the kills. As Orbit strikes for the AK, it's all left to Goss. Oh, what a flick on the deagle. The smoke's up, he sees Knoxville tapping on, but the AWP gets the kill in the end and gets the defuse for TKA. And Navi Junior, again, getting away with so much, having invested so little in these rounds.
Oh my goodness, these rounds are getting very, very close, but TKA, again, the streak is still alive and the comeback is still on. A fantastic 1 versus 1 coming out in the end there for Knoxville. And for Navi Junior, things were looking very good. They were able to get a lot of gunfights in that post plant, getting aggressive around the construction area. AWPs coming out for both sides. Oh, Knoxville gets tagged up. That's a fantastic opening for Navi Junior because that's going to force Knoxville to play a little bit more passive at the A-bomb site.
AWP can't get as aggressive as you would have wanted it to. Obviously, the AWP picks coming in several times over the course of the CT side. Look at the CT aggression going into Banana. Good flashing on Bit. Takes down 1 SMG. Going to try to get out. A dodge will burst through. Some covering fire. It's only that 1 kill found by TKA. And RB Junior going to get forced back out of Banana potentially. They will have some presence on 1 man, but he's basically unsupported by the majority of the T-side force.
And they're going to rotate a 3rd player actually over to the B bomb site for TKA. And at the moment, that looks to be the good read if they get it out in time. Because it's Knoxville with the AWP. Unfortunately, once they get that smoke down to the CT cross, he's not really going to be able to do too much except try and assist with the utility, but the execution's coming in for the T side and the pressure's already here. Bongo going to find 1, does get taken down. Leftie, he needs to have a massive hold and he only finds 1, Jay. What?
The AWP blind shot connecting to Kapacho, and that's a 2-man advantage for TKA. It's Gospadarov now with his own AWP. He sees the AWP for the CT side, swings in, takes him out, does not see the man back at CT spawn, and he'll fire away, trying to hold some sort of presence back here in the back lines, but it will be Orbit finishing off the round here for TKA. The diffuser gets stuck by Rapala. And TKA holding on a little bit. Again, a lot of damage has been sustained by this CT force so far in this one. Man.
Yeah, I've got the same reaction. Again, TKA, they're incredibly strong in these last few rounds of being able to convert them. They are coming down to the wire, but for Navi Junior, this lead that they had is starting to just disappear. And finally, they've started to slow it down a little bit more. We did see at least aggression coming out a lot from the T side to get map control. There are two players around this banana position. What an opening. Now, if they take down the next B defender, this could just be quick into the B bomb site.
Bonga backing up behind the fountain here. TKA! What a peek from Knoxvillele, who's got bit next up and the scope in. Can't get the shot back, can't trade Bonga. And he'll try his best, but Bit will force the issue with 3 frags. Topa catching Rapala, getting over-aggressive in the apartments, leaving it all on Orbit now. A 1-on-4 clutch for this retake, and TKA picked apart by slight bits of over-aggression. It will cost them big time as Navi Junior finally break the comeback of 6 rounds in a row. 14-12 to the favor of the T side.
And unfortunately, not a lot that TK really did wrong there. They lost the opening fight. We see the AWP pick coming in, but Bit, he does a great job of trying to bait out that AWP shot and then taking down just, 3 members over to the B bomb site in the end. And then Topa just lurking around the apartments is able to seal off any kind of rotates. Look at the buy from TKA, and Goss is actually able to find an opening.
Oh!
Yeah, what? So first of all, he gets that shot through the edge of the smoke, and that second one, that was a jump spot in the broken wall. That is a fast flick to hit.
Wow. There's a reason when we highlight this guy whenever he grabs the AWP. It's just like, oh,
Yeah.
watch out, TKA, and that's it right there. Pick to one, headshot to the other. I feel like Leftie and Bonga are going to be feeling the headaches later on in the second map. TKA, of course, with very little to work with, and even more's been taken out of play. Rapala here behind the stack of the wood area. He'll hear Aunkere here. Only one man does end up falling. Orbit will get the trade back for the CT side in a 4-on-2 situation, which will leave Knoxvillele as the only man to defend the A-bomb side. The AWP on cross will connect Topa for first. Sees a second player as well, I believe. Smokes will go down, big gap at the right-hand side to work with. He'll look for Goss next, but he may be best to save his weapon, and indeed he believes that that's the best course of action for TKA. Map point for Navi Junior, and the comeback struggle may be brought to a screeching halt right here.
Yeah, look, it's certainly going to be a tough one for TKA, because even, let's just say they get 4 kills in this round and Navi Junior still win out the round. They're at least damaging the economy, but keeping 3 players alive. Navi Junior are in a good position at the moment. Yes, we do have the AWP and the AK saved over for TKA, but it was just... It almost seemed like it was just going to take that one round to shift the momentum. That's when we were going to see Navi Junior get back into the driving seat, especially if Gospadarov is able to hit shots like that. Like, if he continues to find openings, then, yeah, look, we could see it being ended here, especially with there just being no money on the CT side.
Yeah, and the investment will see mostly SMGs. That AK, that AWP will be crucial crutches to stand on for the TKA side. They absolutely need this round. Knoxvillele will take that first contact down towards Banana, seeing chickens run away. If I was him, I would have actually flicked towards that chicken, because that's just how, how antsy it can be sometimes when you're holding Banana with the AWP. Eventually, his peak will get information, but it will cost him his life in trade. Gospadarov again starting things off for the T-side forces. He gets the opening kill.
And they're starting to rotate a second player of Leftie over to the B bomb site. But for Navi Junior, honestly, if they get a pick through apartments, I can see them shifting up the presence to the A bomb site, because at the moment, they're kind of spread all over the map. They're just waiting for the aggression to come through. And that's exactly what they do. Bonga just starting to get aggressive through Banana. Look at the rotates coming off of the A bomb site. The bomb's going to make its way to A.
Well, the kill on Leftie, though, will open up B. 2 players standing on the CT site to do some sort of damage, and I just don't think it's going to happen here, Dwayne. So much work to be done as Orbit makes his way up. Rapala is holding back on the A bomb site, but they know that B has virtually no defenders, and for TKA, this is an impossible retake. 2 AKs, I would have given them a slightest bit of hope, but I just think this is too much for them to handle. Navi Junior will plant the bomb in orbit, or try to swing out and deny it, or not. Just wait. Flashbang coming in a little bit late, and he goes down. It's all the Rapala. 1 versus 5, and Navi Junior look to clean sweep TKA out of this final round, it seems. He fights his way hard back into the last player in the back of the site. Will actually take down Aunkere, so not quite the easy round, but doesn't matter. Kapacho's in the back. 2 taps to the back. 16-12 to the favour of Navi Junior.
You know what? After that first best of 1, Jay, I'm actually pretty impressed from TKA. They were able to get 12 rounds against Navi Junior. We saw some fantastic highlights here and there, but it's the team play element for me which is lacking against a team like Navi Junior. And unfortunately for TKA, they're not able to win out map number 1. But obviously, being a best of 3, we've still got a few more maps ahead of us, Jay.
Yeah, Dust 2 will be coming up in a short couple of moments' time as we get to see whether or not TKA can contest against the Navi Junior side, but the powerhouses have struck first today. Don't go anywhere, we're going to a short break. It's our second map of our first best of 3 of the Hellcase Cup 8 Open Qualifiers.